Experts say that the first 6 years of a child's life are the most important in establishing who they're going to be when they grow up, which is why having a positive experience at school just paves the way for future success. But unfortunately for this little preschool, there aren't a lot of positive things I can say about their outdoor space.
It really needs an incredible overhaul.
I'm Carson Arthur, and my Green Force team and I are here to make it right.
MindWorks for Kids is a early learning center for kids from 1 to 6. We love the building. We've still got some work to do in terms of renovation, but we just did not have the funds to actually do the play space, which is an integral part of what in fact we're doing. The kids are out there about 2 hours a day.
I understand that this isn't your average preschool.
No, it's not actually. What we do here is we try to look at the individual child as well as the group. So although we have a group program for children, we take a look at, we assess each individual child, see where they are.
Then we're not really creating a play space outside. You need something a little bit more specific.
Yeah, you're doing a class space.
Okay. If you had a wish list, what would be on it?
Really, we need to get rid of this concrete. The kids are falling and tripping on it. It's coming up, it's uneven, and they're scraping their knees and their hands on it.
It also seems to be where all the toys end up. Is this?
Absolutely.
Where do you put the toys?
That's a problem. That's really a problem. What we really need also is some kind of storage area. Perhaps one that doesn't have to be huge, but something where we can put some of the toys, we can bring other ones out, so we can kind of focus it as a learning center.
So that's storage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you need out here then?
We could really have to look at the grass. There's a problem with
You said my favorite word. Although I don't really think it's grass.
No, it's really weeds.
You're convinced that you want grass.
We're convinced we want grass, and
Take care of it.
You get a lot of sun.
we get a lot of sun. We'd really love to have some shaded area where we could bring the kids out for parts of the day at different times so the sun's not directly beating down on them.
Right. So then for me, you need shade, you need storage, you need good usable space, and apparently you want grass. Nikki and Denise have a fairly realistic wish list, which is nice because in this situation, I have to give them everything they've asked for, what I think are best for the kids, what's best for the environment, and basically what's best for the space. First thing that I always do when I start a new design is I put down the elements in the space that I can't change. And in this case, I'm not going to change the building or the fence. So let's draw those first. And the fence. The first thing that I think was at the top of everybody's wish list, however, was shade. So I'm going to put in trees, big ones, huge. And I'm going to center this one right here because I want this huge maple to provide as much shade as possible. And then what I'm going to do is put another maple in at this end of the garden because this is where most of the sun comes from, going east to west. And this canopy is going to cross over onto this one. So now we have two trees, center of the yard and at one end, which definitely define the space and give them lots of shade. The other thing that I have on my wish list, which Nikki and Denise didn't seem to really notice as much, is how much noise and visual distraction is happening at this end of the yard. It's right beside a busy highway, well, where traffic is nonstop all day long. So I'm going to put in a set of trees. I prefer to use conifer or Nettie's yew in this case because it's nice and dense, but it also won't impede on the space in the yard. Now, we've got shade, we've got visual distraction, all of those things blocked off. The next thing I need to do here is really think about the kids and how they're going to use this space. When I was there last, they were playing on asphalt, and I hate that idea.
Really, we need to get rid of this concrete.
I'm going to use something called soft rock. Now, soft rock is made out of recycled tires, so I like it because it's environmental, but I also like it because it's both practical and safe for little kids. So I'm going to use my soft rock in concentric rings. Now, because it's for little kids, I'm going to work with primary colors. Let's go with a blue soft rock in here. And then at this end of the garden, I'm going to anchor it with a fire engine red. Now, this is supposed to be an outdoor classroom, and for me, outdoor classroom should be just like an indoor one, which means it's a series of activities around the entire room, which is exactly what I'm gonna do here. And I'm gonna start with some activity walls. And let's put some metal ones right here, which will be perfect for magnets. I also want to take advantage of this huge wall on the side of the building, which is just a plain white boring wall, and I'm going to put in a chalkboard. And finally, because there's a lot happening in this space, we need storage for all the toys. So I'm going to use this side of the area, and I'm gonna build a big custom shed. Now I'm gonna build this out of cedar. In fact, everything in the garden that is wood will be of cedar because I believe that cedar is the best product for around children because it has no toxins added to it to preserve it. At this point, we're almost done. I just have to take my design concept, enter it into the computer, and produce a set of drawings to scale of what I'd like to do in the space. I'm feeling pretty confident Nikki and Denise are gonna love it.
We couldn't do this without Green Force. We just simply do not have the money.
Okay, ladies, you ready for this?
Yeah.
This is gonna be your new outdoor classroom.
Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. So colorful.
There is a lot going on in this space. In fact, I have packed in a ton.
I can tell.
Yeah, we are gonna take advantage of every little bit. So let's start with it. We need shade. Shade is such a huge issue for your
it's a
heat.
huge-
Yeah, so I'm gonna start by putting in huge trees, 2 of them.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Now these are gonna be maples, okay? And then we've got all these colors. It's made of recycled tires, okay?
Wow.
But what it does is it allows me to bring in color and shape into your space. You're excited about that, okay?
I think the soft rock is just fabulous. That's exactly what we were looking for.
Our kids like to ride on
Okay.
on bikes and things, so it might be neat for them to be able to do this circle or do this circle.
More
I
of a
wonder if we
figure eight.
could
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay,
yeah.
then let's do this. Let's lose these planters.
Yeah.
Okay, that gives you a perfect figure 8.
Yeah.
So the kids can do
The kids
complete
would love-
loops.
yeah.
Oh,
They
that'd be
would love that.
fabulous.
Okay.
That would be
That's
just fabulous.
wonderful.
When they asked for more space around that track so the kids could run nonstop, I thought it was a great idea and something I hadn't even thought of.
Oh, we're so excited. This looks amazing.
Excited, yes,
Are
definitely.
you concerned in any way?
Not at
No.
all.
All right.
Oh, looks fabulous.
Then if you're
Looks
giving me the
fabulous.
approval, we're gonna start ripping out your garden.
Go for it.
It's really important for me to make sure that we are using environmental things here because I want to be responsible for these kids.
We met Nikki and Denise of MindWorks, the executives in charge of a preschool daycare for kids with special needs. It's a new facility that has a fantastic new indoor learning area, but because funding has run short, the outdoor space has been neglected.
We are financing this ourselves, and we've just, to be quite frank, run out of money.
This is where the Green Force team comes to the rescue, to give these toddlers the outdoor activity area they deserve. Now that the design plans have been agreed upon, it's time to get to work. It's true, this grass is mostly weeds, so we've brought in the mini loader to help us take them out. Also up for removal is that horrible thing called asphalt. It's terrible for the environment because it's constantly leaking toxins into the soil, not to mention that this is probably the worst surface for kids to play on. Now that everything is all gone, we can start to bring in the base for our new child-friendly play area called Soft Rock.
Ordinarily, you would never catch me putting a maple into a residential space because these things get really big and nothing seems to grow underneath them. However, in this application, we need as much shade as we can get as quickly as possible. So, bring on the big trees.
We'd really love to have some kind of shade to be able to utilize the space for as long as possible during the day.
Well, we got trees.
That we do. Good sized trees as well. That's
a little
actually-
bit of shade in the garden.
We don't see enough tree planting throughout any urban environment.
Well, for me, it's not just about that. It's also the shade. It's also, I want to help these kids breathe better, right? So we're taking a ton of CO2 emissions out with trees this size.
Now it's time to check in and see how the Soft Rock project is coming along.
Yeah, at this point, we're just doing the final forming. Obviously, the
Okay.
preparation work has been done, so there's
Yep.
a level of A gravel down there, which is going to be a very good foundation for what we do. The main part of the track is going to be blue.
Right.
The main part of the recreation area, the play area at the other end is going
red.
to be the red.
Right.
And then with the prep work done at this point, our project today is going to be installing the black, which is the base coat of rubber.
It's really important for me to make sure that we are using environmental things here because I want to be responsible for these kids.
The SBR rubber ground up like this is probably the best use of reclaimed materials.
I love that. It's all yours.
Thank you,
Have
Mike.
fun.
All right.
While the base is being laid for our rubberized play space, I have a chance to go out and select the trees for the new privacy screen. Hey, Sonia, can you help me with something? I can't find any Eddie's Use. I've been looking and I don't see them anywhere.
Since we don't carry them anymore.
Then maybe you can help me with my problem, okay? I've got a privacy fence that's about 4 feet tall and it separates a busy road. This is nonstop.
This is nonstop.
And what I wanted to do with the Eddie's U was create a sound barrier, a visual barrier, and
What about these U's?
okay, well, I like these. These are probably the best tree for sound barrier because they're nice and thick. But for privacy, I mean, if you look at it,
Right.
it's a pyramid. And up here, it doesn't do anything over the fence.
Right.
Okay, until it grows really big and I don't have time to wait.
Okay.
Any other suggestions?
I think I have an idea for you.
Oh, were you thinking about the beach?
Yeah.
You may have hit the nail on the head.
If you combine the two shapes, the conical of the evergreen and the vase-like shape of the deciduous tree, you can basically block everything you don't want to see or hear.
As I work on the new and improved privacy fence, the Green Force team has laid out the first layer of our rubber surface. And now it's time to apply the color. This first section, leading from the daycare entrance into the yard, will be bright yellow. Next comes the green, the red, and finally the blue. I know, they're a little bit bigger than I expected.
I'm concerned that it's really tight.
I was a little shocked when I walked into the garden first thing this morning. It wasn't quite the color that I was expecting to see. It's just not right. We are at MindWorks, a preschool daycare for kids. We are transforming their neglected backyard space into a functional outdoor classroom. I've sourced the trees for the privacy fence. Oh, were you thinking about the beach?
Yeah.
And now that the asphalt and the weeds are gone, we've created our base for our soft rock track, a surface made from recycled tires. The colors are in, but I'm not too sure about the blue. This looks green.
What happens when we first install the urethane that we use that holds the rubber together? Urethane and ultraviolet are not friends. So after an installation, first 3 or 4 days, it's going to keep getting darker and adding an amber tone to it. What's nice is that's always going to reverse itself. Let me show you.
Was a little shocked when I walked into the garden first thing this morning. It wasn't quite the color that I was expecting to see. It's just not right. That's what I was expecting.
And in the course of the next couple of weeks, this is what it's going to look like again. So just think of it as the curing process.
Yeah, because I was hoping to have that.
And ultimately, that is what it's going to look like.
That's what the kids are going to be playing on. So how long do we have until it looks like this? 3 weeks?
Full sunlight, about 3 weeks.
Okay. So I might be a little bit biased here, but I want all these future landscapers to be excited about gardening. So in addition to all the plant beds we're putting into this space, I'm building some glass front planters. Now, these little guys will be able to see the whole growing process right from root to shoot. My plan with this glass front planter was to allow the kids to see a small ecosystem through the high-tempered plexiglass. The children will be able to understand how trees and plants grow by watching their root systems. All very educational. I know, they're a little bit bigger than I expected.
I'm all for big trees, but we don't have a bobcat here today.
Oh, well, how big are they really?
These were supposed to be manhandleable.
When I picked out the trees for the privacy screen, I was counting on having some machinery in the garden to move them. So I picked out the biggest trees I could find.
So that's about 41. You gonna be able to make that work?
And just my luck, they arrived a day after the machinery left the garden.
We're gonna have to figure something out. My concern is that there isn't enough room between the fence and the track.
No challenge is too big for the Green Force team. So with all hands on deck, lots of muscle and perseverance, we managed to get our very large trees planted. Yeah, I heard they were calling for rain, but that just doesn't happen on a Green Force day. Not in my garden. I don't see rain. This is a nice landscaping day. What are you talking about? No rain. There's no rain out here. What? Ken, this is my proposed site for where I want the shed. And we've got the base material that we've put in for you.
It's pretty good, except there's too much gravel hill right now, so we need to have it moved out.
Really?
Yeah.
We removed the extra base and leveled off the surface for our new shed. I chose cedar for the construction to make sure that it coordinated with all the other wood elements in the garden. I also made sure that the size of this shed was big enough to hold all of the toys and to double as a playhouse.
Well, now that the shed's built, it's really noticeable how empty those plant beds are, but thankfully all the flowers and trees have just arrived, so today is going to be one very busy planting day. Well, we're getting close to being finished. There's a lot happening in this little garden. We've got this garden going in, which is going to be our sound barrier and our visual barrier. This garden is almost done. There's going to be grass in the front of it. This mound is going to be grass as well, with a little bit of texture and shape, because this is for the kinesthetic learners. We've got my planter box, which is almost done. We've got the activity walls, which still have to be painted, but they're going to look fantastic because they're going to be bright colors in the whole space. This section is almost done. And as you can see, I'm walking around on this fantastic soft rock, which just frames the entire space. The shed is in, they have lots of storage here, and my favorite part of the whole space is this pergola, because now we've got shade all the time in this garden. It's a good thing it didn't rain today, or we'd be really behind. Come on in. Just watching their faces and all the joy that was coming out of them, it just warms you up.
Oh my God, this is so amazing.
Green Forces at Mindworks, a preschool daycare that desperately needed a usable outdoor space for their kids. We've removed all the asphalt and the weedy grass and replaced it with a recycled rubberized surface called Soft Rock. We've planted a privacy fence along the street with a combination of evergreens and hardwood trees and built a storage shed that doubles as a playhouse. All that we need now is to finish off some of the final touches, and this space will be ready for Nikki, Denise, and the kids.
Well, here we are. It's the last day. I've got a bunch of little kids who are itching to get outside, and they've been very patient waiting for this garden to be done. We've just got some painting to do. Last few plants are going in, and then this whole space will be ready for a perfect outdoor classroom. Guess where these are going? In their new worm house. Are you ready? You want to put one in? Yeah! It was so important to me that everything that went into this garden was either natural, recycled, or environmentally friendly, because these kids, they deserve the best. Okay, you ready for this? It doesn't look the same as it did. Come on in.
Unbelievable. Oh my God. That over there.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Look at that. Nikki, look.
I'm looking.
Look at the thing there.
Oh my God, that's
Talk about
beautiful.
learning development. Here you go. Blank canvas.
God.
Oh my God. Oh, how did I miss this? This is amazing. Oh my God. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, look at this.
Oh my God, this is so amazing. But I just couldn't believe it. I mean, all of the hard work that you guys put into it and all of the hard work that we've put into it, and I can't believe that that space actually came to fruition.
We never thought that we'd be able to do this for years, I have to tell you.
Now you got me going.
I'm shaking. Shaking. I know.
Just watching their faces and all the joy that was coming out of them, it just warms you up. I mean, how can it not? So, you know about the Soft Rock?
Oh, it's fabulous.
So-
Oh, it's fabulous. I love that.
Absolutely.
I love that.
For 25
Unbelievable.
years, this is gonna last. They needed a safe surface for the kids, so we gave them the Soft Rock. These are your new activity boards. Speaking of colors,
Fabulous. Our colors, too. Look at that. Isn't that amazing?
now they're magnetic, so you can see. Let me show you here.
Oh, little piece of art.
It's amazing.
Amazing. And
It's
it's
amazing.
amazing.
Look at this.
The kids
Look at
can,
this.
well, you might be able to fit too. I can. So this is the planter box.
Look at this.
Okay.
Look at this.
There's
Fabulous.
250 worms in this.
Oh my
This is a
gosh.
complete ecosystem with
Unbelievable.
worms and bugs and everything.
I found
249 of its little friends.
beautiful.
Just fabulous.
Well,
That's
I want-
exactly what we want.
I want your kids to understand about the ecosystem, so we gave you one. This is your new shade sail.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that
Look at
fantastic?
this. Isn't that amazing? We can do circle in there.
Also gonna notice we did put in grass.
Yes,
It's
I
gonna
know.
grow
I
and
love
turn
it. I
green.
love it. I
And
love
I
it.
expect you to keep it green.
We will keep it green.
We'll keep it green.
We have lots to water, so this will be watered in the process.
Absolutely. So if you stand back here,
Yeah, yeah.
I want you to see what's gonna happen with your screen.
Yep.
Okay? So, you see the evergreens?
Yeah.
They're gonna fill into those spaces. Oh, wow. Okay? The big ash are already doing what they're supposed to do. They're just gonna get more leafed out. Okay? And between the two, your sound and your visual, you've got privacy.
That's amazing.
It's amazing.
Is this what you expected?
I mean, I cried.
Yeah.
I think that says all.
Well, I have one more thing to give you. It's the most important part. I have the keys to the shed. Because I know they're gonna want to use that as a playhouse. I'll give those to you.
Oh,
Adults can control that.
It is a playhouse.
Go check out the shed, and I'll go this way.
It's better than anything I had imagined at all. It's just unbelievable.
I have to admit, this was a very interesting project for me to work on. Because I didn't have one client I was designing for, I had 30 little ones. And some of these kids have very special needs. I just hope that in about 15 years, one of them stops me on the street and tells me how important this makeover was to them. Because that's why we do this. I'm Carson Arthur, and this is Green Force.
It's awesome. I mean, it was weedy grass and concrete before. Now there's it's safe, it's enjoyable.
It's fantastic, and we're just so fortunate to have been chosen to have this space done. I think it's exciting for the children and for the families and for staff.
I'm amazed. From what it was to what it is, it's an amazing transformation.